Hey gang, Spada here, and today we are taking a look at Transformers Prime First Edition Voyager class Bulkhead. Now, I had to go and get this guy online. I couldn't get him in store because they never had any of the Voyager class figures. The box is rather interesting in that it is this weird six-sided packaging with a slight action pose, and Bulkhead does look good in the box. I do have a little bit of an issue with the weird cloudiness that is going on with the front of the box, but oh well. So let's go ahead and get this guy opened up and take a look at him. And here we have Bulkhead out of the packaging. Now, I do have to admit, I had to do a little bit of tweaking to Bulkhead once I got him out of the packaging, because he is mistransformed just a little bit. Specifically, the panels are not, these front panels are not in the correct spot, and, what was that? And the wheels are not in the correct spot. They're folded down and sticking out back here. Oh, and this weird panel right here is sticking straight up. I understand why, they have to limit it to the packaging, but it would have been nice if they, in the directions, said, hey, you might want to do this. So overall, the figure looks really good. The head sculpt is fantastic. That is a prime Bulkhead. He just looks great. I absolutely love the way he looks. Posability is a little bit limited due to the panels, but overall the figure is really nice. Though I don't know why he's got these weird collapsible forearms. Anyway. So, as you can see, he does have the mace weapon. He is known in the show for that. I do find it a little weird that it's just barely painted, but it's okay. So, let's take a look at the figure. Okay, here we go. First off, one thing I do want to say is pull off the mace, and then you can flip out the hands. And you might think, oh, well, there's nowhere to put the mace. Well, I did find an interesting thing. There is a peg back here on his right shoulder. Part of the transformation, this peg will peg into that peg. This peg is perfectly sized to put the mace, so you can store the mace on his back shoulder. Yeah, it looks a little weird and does add a little bit of heft to him, but hey, I'd rather have a place to store the weapon than no space at all. So, speaking of posability, his head is on a very limited ball joint. Arms, you do have a swivel joint, and then an in and out swivel joint. Swivel joint above the elbow. Elbow bends at 90 degrees, and then you've got some in and out movement on the hands. Legs, ball joint at the hip. Swivel joint just below the hip. Knee has a bend joint. And the feet can close up, but that's based on the transformation. So overall, Bulkhead is very, very bulky, but in a very good way. This is a very nice looking figure, almost apish. And based on the way the Wheeljack figure looks, I think all the Wreckers are going to look slightly apish. So, transformation is fascinating. I mean, the transformation for this guy is really, really interesting. We're going to start off by unpegging or flipping down the wheels in the back, and then putting the arms straight out. That will enable us to fold the wheels all the way down and unpeg them, like that. And then we'll fold them forward. Then we will take this back panel and fold it up as far as it'll go. Then we'll bring the arms back down and take the shoulder pads and actually fold them out and up. So just kind of pull them out like that. Fold the fists up, and then bring the arms back like that, and peg those two. Well, we'll peg them together in a second. Fold the arms so that the forearms are pointing together like that. And then we can peg the back together like that. And then collapse the arms and fold them up like that. I'm probably doing this out of order based on the instructions. There we go. Okay, to flip the head, to hide the head, we're going to flip this back panel up, giving us some clearance. And we'll just fold him right up until it snaps into place. Get that out of the way. Then fold the arms back and peg them in together, kind of folding them up. Now, remember those collapsible panels I was talking about? That's where these come into play, but they want to force the arms apart. Just kind of keep them the way they are for right now. Then take this whole panel side and swing it to the side like that. Do the same thing over here. Now, this is interesting because when you bring them together, they create this channel that this back panel is going to slide down, or these are going to slide down. You see that? That is going to create a channel that the back trunk is going to slide down. And you just got to get everything lined up in order for everything to stay together. And once you do that, you can peg them into place with this back part. It's very, very cool. Very weird, but very cool. So, then we will come in front, unpeg that to fold the front of the vehicle up, allowing us to bring the panels here that partially form the chest, bring them up and move the headlights into place, like that. Now these don't peg in real tight on my figure for some reason, which is a shame. Alright, so then we could take this and just fold it up. Now for the legs. So we'll fold the feet up into the legs, then take the feet and completely collapse them up into the rest of the legs. Which you don't think is going to be possible, but it does work. And then what we do, push the front of the vehicle up, and then just kind of push that whole section up, and collapse the legs into place. Just getting everything lined up. And the one thing I did was collapse that in. That was a mistake. So we want to fold that out, because that will tuck underneath. And there we go. Like I said, very interesting transformation. A little tough, too, not gonna lie. That is not an easy transformation. And here we have the vehicle mode. Now, I have to admit, this vehicle mode looks awesome. It is exactly the way it is in the show, and honestly, I wish I owned this vehicle. I really wish I owned this 4x4. As you can see, the mace fits snugly on the back by the trunk. But overall, this figure is just cool. I just totally dig this vehicle mode. It looks really good. And man, that's a lot of compression up in there. So, overall, excellent figure. Now, getting it back into robot mode is, well, let's just say it's interesting. Like I said, returning Bulkhead to robot mode is a little bit more convoluted than you might think. And that's simply due to the fact that he's got so many panels. So we'll quickly retransform him into robot, or just get him to the point where things get a little bit tricky. So folding up the legs. Leaving this section down for a bit, and you'll see why. Then we can fold... we can fold this down. Oh, not yet. There we go. Now we can fold it down. Fold that up, or fold the hood up. Now to get the lights out, I have found that you really got to pull. At least on my figure, you do. Or reach behind and push the lights. Ugh. There we go. So get those up, and we can fold that up and snap into place. Then we will reach back here and lift up this section, allowing us to then lift up that. Then we can move the wheels up, and then unpeg and swing all of this forward. Like that. So what I like to do is just bring it as far forward as you can, and then fold it forward like that. So just bring it all the way forward and cover up the lights, or these lights. Now if you don't push these lights all up like this, you won't be able to bring these door sections forward enough, I have found. So we will bring them forward like that. I like to leave the wheels down. Then take the arms and fold them out. Fold them out. Flip that up to flip out the head up, pinching my fingers. Then once you allow the robot head to flip up, then I take this whole back section and fold it down like that. Fold the fists out and do the shoulders. Alright, so now this is where it gets a little weird. So what we're going to do is take the side here, collapse it back, and then just get it so that, I don't know how well you can see that, there's a peg hole there and a peg right there. Get it so that the peg slides into the opening. So we'll do the same thing on this side. Then when you do that, you can fold the wheels up and out of the way. And then we have clearance for the arms and the shoulders. When I first started transforming this thing, I didn't realize that because, well, the directions weren't very clear. But I've just found that on my own. And here we have Bulkhead in robot mode, ready to start some action. And what's cool about the mace is the mace hole doubles as not only exhaust ports in vehicle mode, but also doubles as his cannons in robot mode. So that's a nice touch that I really like. So overall, this figure is great. Now, there are rumors that it's going to be released in the Prime line again with some accessories, so that would be cool. But you know what? Doesn't matter. Just get this guy. However you can get a hold of him, get him. He's a great figure. He needs to be in your collection. And you know what? He's just totally show accurate to the point that I don't know how they could improve on this mold.